Good evening, everyone. Welcome to my channel, where we gather to talk about events of tyrants taking advantage of and bullying the homeless. Hi, Anthony. Thank you for coming back to my channel. Did y'all catch the earlier live stream? Is this an emergency broadcast? Hey, Rich. It is not an emergency broadcast. However, we have some very, very important follow-up work to discuss. So today was very much a cluster F. I had too many F-bombs in my previous live stream, and I was not allowed to monetize my video. So we're going to use fluffy language. Hi, Jen. Wow, thank you very much. Ellie, hashtag Herb is a douche. So everybody, if you watched the stream earlier, you know what went on. If you did not watch the stream earlier, let me tell you what went on. The Inglewood Police Department, in all of their little weaselly, cowardly fashion, when it comes to dealing with the homeless, thought they were going to swoop in here at Calumet and Lehigh in Inglewood, in this industrial area. Hello, Desert Goat. Hello, hello. And they were going to tow this single woman's RV because she doesn't have license plates. So therefore, she can't have her home. So in the earlier stream, you saw multiple city officials from the ever so well-staffed city of Inglewood, parking enforcement. We had A. Curry, C-U-R-R-Y, the man from abandoned vehicles section. I didn't even know Inglewood had one of those. And he carries a gun. And he was in his car. And then we had a motorcycle cop. And then we had a very overweight man who is also a cop from Inglewood, a sergeant so-and-so. Can't remember his name. And so ultimately, what ended up happening is that they got caught on camera, and they knew that what they were doing was against the law, and they didn't do it. So that was earlier today. What time was that, Ellie? Around 1 o'clock. And the very overweight man said to my friend Joey that she had until 8 o'clock to move. It's now 7:30, and she has moved, and it has been quite a cluster to get that done. Inglewood blows. Indeed they do, Irish Rover. Thank you very much. So, you heard the cops say that the businesses said this, and the businesses said that. And then at the end of that stream, you saw some people across the street here from this business with some big muscle, meaty head dude who started talking stuff. And then he quit talking stuff when my husband, who was also out here because he left work because things were likely to go south in his mind. So he came out here to ensure my safety and others as best as he could. And so the meaty head muscle guy stopped talking stuff, and they claimed that they didn't have anything to do with calling the cops. Well, they did, because what we learned after we discussed the event and watched some video footage, that A. Curry, the gun-toting abandoned vehicle license to kill guy, went into the front of this business while the other large man in the other parking enforcement vehicle went into the back of this business to have a discussion. So the musclehead meaty guy might not have been the one that called the cops, but this business did call the cops. So we are going to talk a little bit about this business. But before we do that, we're going to talk about towing. So in the state of Colorado right now, there is a whole bunch of talk, and there has been recent legislation passed and gone into effect on predatory towing. It's a big deal because we are so overpopulated here, and all of these tow companies that get to tow everybody's vehicles and keep them get to make money off of them, and all these problems, okay? But the majority of this has been on private property. So let's talk about towing companies that are working for the government. So we saw DICKS Towing out here today, and over here in Inglewood is Arapahoe County. So things are a little bit different over here than they are Denver, in Denver County, because the city and county of Denver has specific contracts for their police department to use either Ace Towing or Excalibur Towing, I believe it is. I think they only have like 2 or 3 companies in certain areas of town. Regardless, Brian is no good. Brian is no good because Brian doesn't have control of his employee by the name of Herb. So to answer that question, okay. So things are different over here in Arapahoe County as far as tows go. So the city of Inglewood, their police department has their own arrangement. Whatever it is, I don't know. You heard me asking Herb today what their contract was with the police. You saw Brian on my stream as well. He was the second tow truck driver that showed up from DICKS Towing. Who is the owner? Okay. Thank you to Ellie and all of the research and me being quite concerned when I just learned a little bit ago, get ready for this, drum roll, that Herb decided to come back out here after everybody was gone and harass them some more in his tow truck. That means he's on duty. He's PUC regulated. That is the Public Utilities Commission that is regulated by the Department of Regulatory Agencies in the state of Colorado. The Department of Regulatory Agencies handles consumer complaints and investigations for professions that they regulate. And I will tell you that I have had some dealings with Dora before, primarily due to predatory practices of our energy supply, cable television. And I will tell you that every single time I filed a complaint, which my complaints were very legitimate, I did get a response. So if we're going to have government regulating all this stuff, we need to talk about how these tow companies continue predatory towing practices with government. So the Department of Regulatory Agencies should be investigating DICKS Towing. And here's why. Because, number one, do they have a contract? Number two, have they had any other complaints? Number three, why did Herb come back out here on duty in his tow truck to come out here and film everybody that was involved in helping Joey get towed? Was Herb looking to hem everybody up? Was he working with the police to continue predatory towing practices? Because I guarantee you that tow today was big bucks for DICKS Towing Company. And I want to guess that the Inglewood Police Department and the city of Inglewood probably have some hokey ass contract with DICKS Towing, if they even have one. that allows them to charge a pretty exorbitant amount of money to tow something like that, because DICKS Towing was very eager today. And on top of that, you saw Herb in my live stream apparently get the go-ahead from the cops to get out his angle grinder saw and saw off Joey's wheel lock. He destroyed at least $100 worth of personal property, and his goal was to tow the vehicle. So he was acting in his official capacity of being PUC regulated to conduct a tow with no warrant. Thank you, Anthony. Thank you very much. So back to Brian showing up. You saw me tell Brian right here, look, I don't have time to I don't have time to go down these rabbit holes every fucking time something oh, damn it. Every time something comes up to prove the point. The point doesn't matter. The contract doesn't matter. What matters right now is the predatory practices that these towing companies are engaging with government, with local government agencies. And if DORA is going to do their job and investigate that complaint, they're going to get that information to respond to the complainants and say that, oh yeah, DICKS Towing had every right to do what they did today. So I'm going to ask those of you that are willing to take the time to outline what went on today and send a complaint to DORA. I think Ellie maybe put that in here. I know, Irish River, I told myself not to do that. No F-bombs, and I blew it. So, anyway, do we have the DORA? There we go. Ellie, thank you very much. So, it's in there. The complaint link to DORA. If you know what went on out here today, I would encourage you to file a complaint with DORA. I'm also going to do it because I was a witness, and now I have put all the pieces together, and now that Herb decided to come back out here and either try to generate a bigger job out of this job because he was pissed off, I don't know, but he came out here again in his tow truck. Herb is a douche, faux show. Faux show. F-O-S-H-O. For show. All right, Ellie. Thank you. Yeah. Bye-bye. Will she even check the complaints? Who? The Department of Regulatory Agencies? That's going to be up to those of us that file those complaints. So I've done all of that research already. These tow companies are regulated by the Department of Regulatory Agencies. And right now in the state of Colorado, there is a whole bunch of attention around predatory towing practices. And just because this stuff is happening on private property doesn't give these little tow companies the right to come out here and, I guess, take orders from the police to confiscate people's property. And as you can see, when I told Brian today, I said, I'm telling you right now, you're going to be personally liable for what you're doing. You better make sure they have a warrant. My husband heard Brian have a conversation with the other parking enforcement guy, who I'm sure Brian is tight with here in Inglewood and makes a lot of money off of him. He said, nope, I'm leaving. Why? Why, Brian? the owner of DICKS Towing, why did you leave? Did you send Herb back out here to try to generate more of a tow? So, Ellie, there were some interesting screenshots with DICKS Towing. Did you talk a little bit about how they have a Back the Blue Appreciation Day and all those kinds of things DICKS Towing does? I'm going to tell you that DICKS Towing probably is only in business because of the Inglewood Police Department. Maybe I'm wrong. I doubt it. So yeah, Joe, just go back and watch that video today. There was a lot going on in there. Ultimately, the cops left because they knew they were fucking up. Did anybody count? I don't have too many F-bombs in this one. Can you say kickbacks? These aren't kickbacks. These are straight up, I mean, yeah, this is straight up right into DICKS Towing. But yeah, so I'm sure that Brian takes that parking guy out to lunch quite often, and they exchange stuff. So yeah. The name is fitting. I know, DICKS. And Herb is a joke. That's not that guy's real name, I guarantee you. Wow, I mostly guarantee you. He was kind of a Herb, wasn't he? Herb from DICKS Towing. So yeah, I got some good pictures of Herb, and I'm gonna go ahead and make that the pin here when I'm done. Hey, oh, who put that in there? Gina, thank you very, very much. That is very much appreciated. And if you want to continue to donate to the nonprofit and the work that we are attempting to do, Jen Wow has put those links in here. It's all in the About section. And Herb is a douche. Hashtag Herb is a douche. Douche is not a bad word. Yeah, Gina, thank you very, very much. Another great way to support my 501c3, besides your donation being tax deductible, if you donate directly to me, if you do super chats, it's probably not a tax deductible donation. So I always encourage people to check with your accountant. But if you need a tax receipt at the end of the year, I will provide you with one, but you have to ask me for one. But aside from all your donations being tax deductible with those disclaimers, you can sign up for Amazon Smiles, and 0.5% of everything you purchase gets donated in the form of compensation to my nonprofit. So thank you, Jen, for putting Amazon Smiles link to sign up in there. You have to do it through Amazon Smiles. So if you are a prolific Amazon shopper, please connect your purchases to my nonprofit through the Amazon Smiles link. Irish Rover, I can help more now that I'm off probation. Did they get every last penny from you the whole time? Oh, yeah, I know about probation. I'll be off probation soon. Hail to my masters. Irish Rover and I have this running joke. He's got this ankle bracelet that we're supposed to be sharing. I think he's been lying this whole time. He's supposed to send that thing to me so we can monitor our whereabouts. Yeah, congratulations, Irish Rover. So, anyway, we want to talk a little bit about this business. So these guys played real stupid today, but they are the ones that called the cops. And This is a printing company. Hold on. PayPal. Lenny, thank you. I appreciate it. Just so you know, any money that goes to my PayPal goes directly to me. I don't think we really announced that yet, but in the link tree, I think Ellie removed PayPal because we want to make a new disclaimer that when you're using PayPal, you are donating directly to me. And I need to change that in the description of my channel, because if I get audited, it's important that I've made that disclaimer, because PayPal won't get their stuff together and link my nonprofit with my PayPal account. So I'm done fighting with them. I'm not going to waste any more time with them. So if you donate to PayPal, you are donating to me. I want to make that clear. If I choose to use that money for the nonprofit, that is my choice, but that is not a tax-deductible donation. You are donating to me if you use my PayPal. And thank you very much to anyone that donates that way. It's much appreciated. As you know, I don't take a paycheck. I was mostly paying for gas myself. I'm back to mostly paying for gas myself so I can help everybody else with gas in situations like today and other situations that present. We do a lot of gift cards out here, $10 gift cards to Walmart, sometimes gas stations. A lot of times people need a little help with something small, and that's what we can offer. Sometimes people want to work, and if they do things like pick up trash or help me with some other things, they get paid in gift cards. So we do a lot of good things out here with that money, and every dollar that you donate goes to direct street outreach. However, there's not a lot of trash cleanup going on right now because we're busy chasing the cops, because the cops like to be chased when they're harassing people and bullying people for trying to survive. So it's really a poop show out here, and it's rough right now. It's really, really rough. Venmo's perfect. Bob, thank you. Everybody loves Bob. But let's flip a little U-turn right here. It's dark here now. I'm waiting to hear that Joey is safe. Ellie, we do have a new friends list that we need to put this business on. Everybody is into their free speech. Oh, so yeah, Herb, when he came back out here and harassed them, he told everybody that he could do that because it's his right. Yeah, sorry, Herb, not when you're on the clock. So here we have the business that colluded with the cops today to harass a woman who had done nothing to anyone except exist right there in her RV, but shame on her, she didn't have plates. So 3798. Oh, we got another LaPan business. South LaPan Street in Inglewood. So again, that's the Daily Press, 3798 South LaPan Street in Inglewood. Look, I'm done with tyrants, and it is a free market indeed. So if it's open season on the homeless, I guess it's open season on businesses that participate in this level of tyranny. How's that? Does that work for everybody? I think everybody has a right to know. So, fact, Joey hadn't even been there for 24 hours. Phyllis, thank you. You did do it right. I saw it show up. Thank you very much. That is very much appreciated. And to everyone else, if I'm missing comments, I apologize. I jump around a little bit, so. Regina for freedom. I have some good friends, don't I? We have some people that care and would be out here if they could. I know they would. I absolutely know they would. But most of the time, it's just a couple of us out here. So it gets a little rough. Thank you, Ellie. The Daily Press, 3798 South Lipan Street, Inglewood. Oh. Well, thanks, J-Doc. I appreciate it. So, Inglewood PD, if you're watching, it's 8 o'clock. I don't see any of you back out here. That was a really smart move. In the middle of all of that was going down, I got a call from somebody who needed to go to the ER immediately. And of course, the ER was being manned by none other than the Inglewood Police Department. Gotta love it. Gotta love it. I don't think he knew who I was. He was nice. He was cordial. He was making jokes. But is it me just being paranoid? Nothing was going on that I could see. Absolutely nothing. The ER was calm. There wasn't any chaos or commotion outside the street, up and down the street, anywhere around the hospital that I was. But I leave the ER and he's on the phone. I walk across the street and get in my car, and here comes Inglewood PD. That's just me being paranoid. So I sat in my car. I waited to see what was going to go down. He drove along. I wasn't going to miss another opportunity to interact with Inglewood. DICKS Towing, incorporated in March of 2014. Thank you, Ellie. What else do we know about DICKS Towing? Yeah, Anthony, yeah, you're exactly right. She's lucky to have support, and they would have towed her. Her situation is so messed up. She's gonna have to get rid of that RV somehow and get into a different living situation. They are after that RV because it's big, and because she's a woman, and these men think they can come out here and, like I said earlier in the stream at the end, I was a little pissed. It's weird. It is effing weird to me that a bunch of men have done nothing but target her. What's your deal? She's committed no crime except not having a license plate. I will tell you for a fact, there are people out here that are stealing, that are committing actual crime, where they're leaving victims behind. Not her. That would take actual police work. But that's not what it's about. There is a sick and warped trigger in these men's minds about coming out here and harassing a woman. Don't tell me there isn't. You see it go on with me all the time. You're a freak. And you saw some freaks out here today. Did you not? You've seen some freaks on some of my previous videos. Yeah, and McGregor over in District 4, Blake McGregor, has quite this bizarre fetish. He and Blair I'm eloquent even when dropping F-bombs. I know, but I have to watch it because, well, I really don't, but YouTube's kind of cracking down on me because I'm sure a bunch of people are all have their anuses hurt and have tried to, you know, report my videos and stuff. So I have to be careful when I'm just setting the settings to immediately monetize and stuff. So yeah, but Fab Daddy, you're back. Well, you got to go back and watch this stream. Some bad stuff went down again with Herb. He decided to come back out here and harass them. So we're talking about filing a complaint with the PUC, with DORA, the Department of Regulatory Agencies. And I know that you watched what went down. I'd encourage you to listen on this stream. And I need a F-bomb monitor. Irish River, get over here. Let's get this done. And so yeah, Fab Daddy, if you will take the time to file that complaint with the Department of Regulatory Agencies, these tow truck companies are really engaging in predatory towing. And that's what was going on here today. Because that was a high dollar tow for DICKS towing. And they're pissed. So Herb decided to come back out here and film everybody that was involved in helping Joey move. And so I'm not okay with that. That was the last straw. I was going to probably let stuff go with DICKS towing, but not now. So, and there's a lot of talk around legislation here in Colorado about predatory towing practices, and we just had some laws passed for private property. However, these tow companies are continuing predatory tow practices with the government. And so, you know, is a government agency, the Department of Regulatory Agencies, going to regulate government interactions? Not likely, but let's try to get some answers from them and see what we accomplish. So I'm going to do my best to remember when I'm done with this stream. I'm going to go into the description of this video and put all of those links in here that Ellie researched and was able to share with you. So Wes, thanks for being here. You'll have to go back and watch. Well, and I also am pretty adamant that if, you know, you're not going to use it, you're going to lose it. So use it or lose it. And if you like the F word, F-bomb away. I don't care. Because if you're not going to exercise your rights, you're going to get strong-armed right out of them, like we pretty much saw today, and like we're seeing every day out here. So anyway, my new goal, my new and important goal, is to sue government. I've not been one much to sit down and really put in the effort that it takes to pull out all of these violations of people's rights that have been occurring out here. And I might not get it done, but I'm not gonna know if I don't try. So Joey is one that I'm going to encourage to really try to advocate for herself. Look, I can't do it for them, but I can certainly put in the plugs where they need to be put in, but ultimately it comes down to them. So if I'm advocating harder for them than they are willing to do for themselves, it's a no-win situation. And we've got, it is the only way to get their attention. And, you know, money really isn't the only way, because it just falls from the sky for government. But the more taxpayers can hear that this is the kind of stuff that they're going to have to be paying for when qualified immunity completely goes away, that's great. So I've got a select list of cops, and most of you are in District 4. and I'm coming for you. No, that's not a physical threat. But if it's a physical threat for you to not be able to feed your family because you can't afford it while you're out here telling people they don't have a right to survive or don't have a right to eat, sorry, don't know what to tell you. But I'm done with this shit. I'm done with it. So complaints don't work. However, you know, should we stop doing them? I don't think so. I think the more the merrier. You know, how much of your time does it take? Denver's independent monitor and that whole complaint process, I don't know. It's just completely in shambles. They don't even, I've got so many complaints in there and nobody is responding. You saw that job fair where DMA and I were down there and Sheriff Diggins was barbecuing. We were at that job fair and I said to Diggins, hey, I got a complaint in your jail since March. I haven't heard a word. I was told that I'd get a call back to at least tell me how it was going to be handled. Nobody's called me back. You heard Diggins on video? Oh yeah, we'll get back with you. Yep, we're going to get back with you. No, he never did. They're liars. So my complaints are probably going in the trash because they are going to get sued. They're going to get sued for the shit that they have done to cause me some just ridiculous amount of grief, all because what, you thought you were smarter than me? and here we are 2.5 years later, and District 4 and is now pulling this shit with serving like a seizure notice to Joey, claiming she owes thousands of dollars in fines. It's a lie. It's a lie. So now they want to try to get even by going after my people in even worse fashion. You've seen Chandra get that camper taken from her. That was Zaina's camper. I got Zaina back home with her family. District 4 screwed up the whole thing along the way. And so now they know that they're really up the poop creek. So now they want to double down on my people. And I'm not, you guys, that's fine. You know, you want to keep playing this game. You're not going to win. Sorry. You're not going to win because you've screwed up so bad. So bad. So, Inglewood, if you'd like to join in, I mean, it's not like you haven't been hit super hard before with some lawsuits. I'm going to tell you, I really think that Joey is probably willing to go to jail before she loses her home and left standing on the street. She is behind the 8 ball. She is trying to make some things happen for herself. But when you're being chased every day by the cops, you aren't thinking about anything. You don't have time to do anything because you can't. Because you're defending your immediate needs to survive. So this is just a cruel game. And we live amongst evil. And we see it every time I do a live stream. Almost every time I do a live stream. We see that evil. And to be able to conquer that, I only have my words and myself out here. So the cavalry that says to, you know, arm up and defend yourself, that's not going to get me anywhere for the immediate time. So, and it's not going to help any of my people. I don't want anybody dead. Okay? It's bad enough out here. And we're going into winter. The shelter system is a joke. Denver is lying about resources and what they're doing. I still don't know what's going to happen to John in PAR. Jason gets out of jail the end of September. It's taken, I cannot tell you how many hours of negotiating skills and time to get him into a sober living situation because the resources are not there, okay? Rehab It's not there. It's a lie. So all of you people, probably those that live at the Daily Press as well, that are convinced there's resources everywhere, get your butt out here and start connecting with individual people living homeless, and you get them connected with resources. Because guess what? You're going to find out really quick that the government is blowing smoke up your poop chute, okay? But you don't want to do that. You just want to call the cops and you want them to enforce a law. You don't care what law it is. Just get them out of here, not in my backyard. I care very deeply about people's struggles, but man, oh man, when I'm paying taxes and they're not, and they're just sitting out here, I can't have that. Get used to it, and you're going to pay more for your laziness of calling the cops, because it's only going to get worse. And if you keep demanding that they keep jailing people, get ready to build multi-gazillion dollar jails to house all the homeless. You effing idiots. Nobody will stop and think with common sense about how to address an actual public health crisis. It's not a criminal issue. No. Anthony, you're exactly right. It's smoke and mirrors. They hire all the people to come out here and make the appearance. But that's about it. So, Colorado Coalition for the Homeless runs the Quality Inn. We don't know what's going on. There was supposed to be another rally last night. I wasn't able to attend. I got too much going on. And I got these calls today that I had to address in the middle of trying to do some other stuff. And so my friend over at the ER is probably going to need to be picked up at some point. Maybe. I don't know. They might admit her. So, but she's probably going to be calling me soon. Smash that like button. Thanks for being in here. Donate if you can. Even better, come out here. In lieu of your money, it's your physical presence that would be the best thing in the world. If there were 10 more of me and you could come out here and adopt some of my most favorite homeless friends who are teetering between being able to get themselves up here instead of further down here, and they could do it with a little bit of help from you, I don't want your money. I want you. So if you think you can do that, hit me up. All my contact information is in the About section of this channel, as well as ways to donate. So, Ellie, thanks a million to you times 10 again for being always where you need to be at the right time. And I'm incredibly grateful to you and your help. And let's get those complaints filed with the Department of Regulatory Agencies. Regulatory agency that oversees the PUC, which is the Public Utilities Commission. And let's see if we get some response. But please be very detailed about your complaint and ask for a response. And I'm going to file one as well. And I have had decent luck in the past with Dora. It's been way before COVID. And although they didn't do anything about CenturyLink, if you're from Colorado and you know about CenturyLink, you know what I'm talking about. So anyway, that was the only disgusting thing that went down in response, but I got some good responses, and I got the attention of some pretty high ups in a couple of the utility companies that have a monopoly on energy. So anyway, just checking out my surroundings. All right, y'all. So I'm going to end this. Thank you for being in here. I know these TED Talks sometimes are kind of boring, but they're necessary and informative. And if we're going to be a group of action takers, we have to do these things sometimes. I know. It's probably a waste of time, but we don't know if we don't do it. So please do it. Bouncer Slab, thank you very much. Thank you for being in here. Hashtag Team Regan. Yes, please get on it. As well as hashtag Herb is a douche. Peace.